Monday morning. How are you this morning? I am great and ready to take on today. I had a great Monday. I went out to lunch and talked business and talked new programming and talked about the community and how much we love the community. I'm excited about tomorrow is the big food drop here in Daytona Beach. In Ormond Beach. So if you would like to be part of the food drop and you'd like to volunteer with me, I would love to see you out there. Volunteers are supposed to be out there around 9. I get there sometime around 9-ish. So, and then you could volunteer an hour, 2, 3, 4, whatever you'd like. They're usually done around 12:30, 1 o'clock. I can usually stay till about 12. So I do love to go volunteer. The food drive is something special in my heart. You never know. Everybody's like one paycheck away from needing help. And so food drive is a great place. You get in line about 9:15, 9:30. It starts promptly at 11 o'clock at Ormond Beach Calvary Christian Center. You'll see all the signs and all that. Now, if you're not in a vehicle, maybe you're driving up, walking up, whatever, find a volunteer and they will be more than happy to help you through the line. But it's a great opportunity to serve and a great opportunity to be blessed. So that is tomorrow, Wednesday, food drop at Calvary Christian Center. I'll be there. I hope to see you there. I love me a good food drop. So that's something I'm doing this week. We're, like I said, talking about starting a new show here at WAPN on Mondays about testimonies and about recovery, a little bit of everything, and a new interviewer. So I love a new swing on things. So that will be happening on Mondays. We're going to be training for that and working on that. Very excited about that. I just love it when God's constantly doing something and planning and figuring out. Today, I've got to do some errands around here. I have a list. I know. I feel like I have a lot of lists lately. I know. I do feel like I have a lot of lists and checking them off and doing it. My car's got like everything in it right now. If you looked at my car, you'd go, you have a little bit of everything going on in your car right now. I've got diapers and I've got wet ones and then I've got oatmeal. I know. What a combination. I've got protein drinks. I've got stuff to return. I got packages to deliver. Yeah. So I've got a lot going on in my SUV right now, and I do not like it like that. So I'm making my list and checking it twice and going to go do that hopefully today. I like to make a list and I like to make it into circles so that I get it all done. And so I'm trying to get that organized. And today seems to be the day normally I record a pastor on Tuesday mornings, but he's out of the country. So this is a great opportunity to get it done. Now, why can't the rest of the world get up this early? I mean, I know some of you are up, so I don't mean that way. But I know, and it wouldn't be fair. So when I say all this, it's just about me at this moment. If everybody could open their businesses at 7 a.m., that would really help a girl out. Just once a month, I could get so much done by 9. Yeah, by 9. Now, usually, like I said, I'm recording a pastor, so I don't need to worry about that. But now and then, when this is a day like today, when the list is long, I would love it if I could just get some 7 a.m. businesses open. And then I'd have it all done by 9 o'clock. Oh, well, a girl could, dream. So we had baseball last night. We didn't have baseball. We went to baseball last night. And Jackson hit a ball and he was stealing bases and the weather was gorgeous. So what a fun night. That was a very nice night. And I am not a baseball girl. And so, but it was a great game and it went really fast. And to see the little kids really putting all their effort in it last night was awesome. And then we went out and got some ice cream. I got a strawberry banana shake. And it's so funny how businesses need to really train their employees. We're business owners and I get it and it's constant and things are moving and changing and stuff. But so I wanted a strawberry banana milkshake. And so the guy's like, well, we have strawberry. I don't think we have banana. And I said, do you have a banana? Well, yeah. But so you want a banana milkshake? And I said, no, I would like a strawberry banana milkshake. Well, we don't do that. I said, I've been buying them here for my whole life. Why do you not do that? Well, I don't see it on the thing. And I was like, so you can't add a banana? And finally he got it. Well, I have to charge him more. Okay. So finally he did get it. But I'm thinking, it's so funny how people, I don't feel, can think outside of the box. Or if the register, you jam it or whatever, and you can't get the right change, you cannot figure out simple math. What happened to that part of our lives? This little thing right here is what happened. We depend on it so much that we forget how to be normal and do normal math. Well, yesterday, I thought that was kind of funny. All technology went haywire yesterday. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but y'all had problems yesterday with technology. I thought it was me to begin with. So when I came into work yesterday, I was having computer drama. But, it's Monday and people touch stuff during the weekend. And so I really didn't think of it as a worldwide outage thing. I just kind of thought of it as my thing. And so as the day proceeded, I had weird things happening. I mean, like just cameras weren't working, says that the batteries were dead, but then they weren't. And then just like weird things. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I've got to be at this luncheon. And so let it go. So I kind of proceeded past that, left a little bit early. I was going to return something. Totally didn't have the right store. Thank you, Jesus, that I figured that out. Why I was still in the parking lot and not when I went in the store and waited in the line. I would have been so embarrassed. But that's okay. God had a plan. See, I don't look at that as like, wow, I just messed up that morning. No, I look at it as God had a plan. And he did have a plan. And that's what I love. So I didn't do that. And I just kind of bummed around for a couple minutes. And I went in another store and I had, my bright pink dress on yesterday. I wear pink this month because of, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so I do totally support that. But I believe it's all thing cancer awareness. And so I wear the pink during this month, but I also say it's all things cancer awareness to me. That's just bringing awareness is so important. So this lady says, are you wearing that pretty pink dress for why I think you are? And I said, yes, ma'am, I am. And then we got a conversation going. You never know how God is going to use something to make it a conversation. And so we chit-chatted a few minutes, and that was great. And then, I went into another place, got a couple things I needed, and before you knew it, was time for my meeting. And I got there early, and I said, you know me, I'm here early because I'd rather be early than late. To me, if you're on time, you're late. Okay, so had a wonderful lunch and, like I said, talked all things radio and about a show and whatever God's going to do next, and just thoroughly enjoy that God always has a setup and plan. Even when we don't think he's working something out, or we don't feel like it's working out, or maybe we feel like I said, I went to the wrong store, but it wasn't the wrong store. It was a setup and a plan. He does that. And he's got it for a purpose. And so as you're starting this Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday, be kind, first of all. Be generous. We were at lunch a long time. And so I know that is money for the person. And so if you're taking up a booth and you're going to take it up longer than a normal time to eat, which I feel like we took up 2 times to eat, you tip for 2 times because that person only gets so many tables and they count on those tips to make their day. And another thing is if you can tip in cash, that way that person has the finances that day. Well, yesterday I said, you know what? Since we've taken up time, I'm going to do part on the card and part in cash. That way they get some today and they get some when their check comes. And so, but tip well. Don't be praising the Lord and talking Jesus and leave $1 tip. Nope. And maybe you get something for a deal. Maybe you have a coupon. Maybe it's your birthday. Maybe whatever. Okay. Count that as a whole meal. When Tim and I go out to eat and we share a meal, because we do that a lot, just because it's not that we can't get 2 meals. It's just we won't eat 2 meals. So we share a meal, but we tip like we got 2 meals because that person depends on that table's money. So tip generously. Yeah, don't be praising the Lord and praying and doing all those things and leaving. Oh, and do not leave a track or your church card and leaving $1 or 2. Tip generously and allow them to wonder what makes you different or who you are or whatever. I think that's important. I don't know why I got on this tip rage, but I guess because we're going into the holidays. And as we go into the holidays, extra people are being hired, extra things are happening at jobs, lines are longer, things are more impatient. Take a breath and smile. God's got it. He's got a setup and a plan. And so don't overstress. I know that with me, a postage stamp has went up crazy in price, right? And so I was thinking, am I going to do pictures this year? Or what am I going to do? And God said, you can email them. So that would save you money. And I could, and I think that that is what I'm going to do, is do some emailing and cut down the list some, just because of finances, and start rethinking some of the things I do. I know the kids don't need anything, and the grandkids really don't need anything, but of course they look for something. So how about an adventure? How about, an ice cream gift card? Who doesn't love an ice cream gift card? I mean, hello, that's like super important, super fun. Or a donut day, donuts with Nanny. And so I'm looking at some of those ideas instead of just getting something that is going to get thrown to the side or not used. I think that this year is a year of a need. And so kind of checking that out, figuring that out. But I'm not going to go in debt over the holiday. I used to be Mrs. Christmas. I did. Not that I don't love Christmas, but I just, a present after a present, and, whatever they want. It was an obsession with me. And now it's like, nope, it's all torn apart in 10 minutes. And then that's it. Let's do an adventure. Let's do a memory. It was so cute when we were at cheerleading the other day. Matt was talking about, what Nanny and Pop do every year? They go on a date on Christmas Day. And it really touched my heart that he talked to his children about the importance of Tim and I still dating. Tim and I date. We've been married over 30 years, and we still date each other. I still go and brush my hair, freshen my makeup. I don't wear much, but still freshen what I'm in, and look decent if we're going to the parts store, because I think that that's important, even if I'm in sweats or even if I'm in workout gear. But I think it's important to take that little extra effort. Tim and I check on each other throughout the day. I'm not real good. I'm trying to be better at this. But like if I'm going to have a lot of live shows, or I've got a lot of pastors in here or whatever, I try to let Tim know it's super busy in here. This is what we're doing. And it's not because I have to. It's because I want to. I don't care if you track me. I have no problem you tracking me. Actually, I prefer that you track me. I have a bike. I ride a bike a lot. And anything can happen. And so go ahead and track my bike. Go ahead and track me. That is fine. I have no problem with that, because you know what? It's safety. I have cameras everywhere. And even yesterday when the cameras were having crazy and we didn't know what it was, I was making sure that they worked so that I could be checked on. There's nothing wrong with that. So instead of looking at something, and we all do it, we go, well, I don't want to be tracked because that's ridiculous. No, it's not ridiculous. In the world that we live in today, it's actually being kind and making sure that the other person is fine. So, little things that you can do. I just was watching a video. I watch videos in the morning before I kind of to fuel my day, to encourage my day. It was talking about if you're in your vehicle and somebody's knocking on your window saying you have a flat tire, just give them the thumbs up. Don't jump out of your vehicle at that moment. You don't know what's about to happen. And I shared that with several people because I would be the one that would just jump right out. You have to think and be prayed up all throughout your day. So be prayed up today and see what God's going to do. He's got something great and planned for you today. Remember, if you'd like to donate to WAPN, you're over and above dollars, fives, hundreds, thousands. You can drop them by WAPN at 1508 State Avenue. If I'm not here, we have a mail drop. Throw it to the mail drop. Or you can go over to our website, WAPN.net, and click Give Now. If you're looking for airtime, I would love to get you on WAPN. Go over there, WAPN.net. Go to our program guide. Check out what's available, and let's talk radio. Let's get this favor on. Let's get this day going. It's going to be a great day. One of the main ways that we grow in favor is by declaring it. It's not enough just to read it. It's not enough. You got to believe it. I believe in favor. I've got the favor of the Lord all around WAPN, around this parking lot, around my finances, around my husband, around my grandchildren, around my children, around my SUV, over my health. Walk it and claim it, because God's got it. And see the difference when you start naming and claiming and speaking it over your life. Well, it is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. 82 today with a low of 65. Madison, 83 with a low of 53. I know, it's getting cold. We're about 2 weeks out. We're doing time change, and the days are already getting shorter, so we got to start figuring all that out. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, Corbin, Kathy, Carol, Jennifer, and everybody else that's celebrating their birthday, anniversary, wedding week, whatever you're celebrating. Happy. Today is National Pumpkin Cheesecake. Now, I do love pumpkin. I have not had pumpkin cheesecake. Lately, I've had like 3 opportunities to have it, and I just can't get my head wrapped around pumpkin and cheesecake, but I don't know. I have not tried it yet. Remember, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock for volunteers at Calvary Christian Center for the Daytona Dream Center food drop. If you're in need of food, get in line. It starts at 11 and it goes very quickly, but I hope to see you there. We all thank you so much. I am